So, what's generosity? When you say someone is generous, you may not give me a dictionary. Like, what? How do you feel when they say? What do you mean when you say somebody is generous? What do you mean? What comes in when you say somebody is generous? What do you mean?
A person is generous when people see that he has the ability to give something freely when it's been asked of him without being able to talk about it that I gave you something before I did this for you.
Okay, that's his own definition of generosity, and actually, it's correct. So generosity means when somebody is able to give wholeheartedly without any form of bias. Now, generosity goes deeper than ordinary giving. That's one of the things I want us to know. Because while I was preparing for this, I was thinking about something. Election season is coming, but we're in election season already, and politicians are already sharing rice, giving people cash, giving people cooler, giving people cars, filler, asho, gari, oil. Can you say such a man is generous? Something he did not do last year. He's now doing it now because he want to enter. They go and create foundation. They say, Ransomwala, your foundation. Because I want to contest for a what? Why didn't I have that foundation before I wanted to contest? That's how you will know who is generous. So when you say a man is generous, he is giving. He's giving not just for those of us that have done logic and philosophy. In philosophy, there's something they call, we have two schools of thoughts. We have egoism and we have altruism. In altruism, in egoism, you do things for your own self, for your selfish interests. Not because you want others to. When a politician is giving you something, he's not giving you so that you can profit from it. He's giving you so that what? He can reap the whole benefit. It's not only politicians. Many people give so that they can. Have you seen how people give these days? They will go and set camera. They'll say somebody should be videoing them. And then they will now give. If that camera is not there, will they still give? They want everybody to clap for them. That's not generosity. So we're going to be looking at it. We've talked about this thing very many times in this class. And we're just going to do a quick recap of last week we talked about work. Why do we work? We mentioned it last week. Oh yeah, who can give us a recap? Why do we work? Somewhere. So that you can sit down. Why do we work? Why are you going to school? So that you can work. So why are you going to work? So that you can rest. Okay. So why do you rest? So that you can work. At least you got that one. We work so that we can rest. And we also rest so that we can work. The same thing I want to talk about today. We work so we can eat. We also eat so that we can work. You see, if you don't eat, you will not have strength to work. And if you don't work, you deserve not to eat. Why are you wasting our food? I said it last week. If you are giving somebody that does not work food to eat, it's like you are flushing fluid inside the toilet. You are just wasting resources. And it's not very good. All those boys that smoke weed in the street, they will and they will, the day your car spoil on the road, they will come and steal your tire and cut away your battery. They will not remember that you used to give them 1,000 naira to smoke. They will not help you. The day they want to come and help you push your car, they will tell you that you must pay before they what? Push, or they will break your windscreen. Have you seen one of the things that happened in Lagos now? The people that think they were generous to those people, now it has become anathema for them. If you don't give them now, they will break your windscreen. They will deflate your tire. May the Lord give us understanding. So cultivating generosity is our topic once again. Devotional readings from Luke 3, 7 to 14. Luke chapter 3, verse 7 to 14. And our background scripture is from Matthew 20, 1 to 16, 1 Timothy 6, 17 to 19. Our golden text is from Deuteronomy chapter 24, verse 19. Now, Collins Dictionary defines generosity as the quality of being kind and always willing to give. Generosity is not just an act, it is a quality. Generosity is not just what? An act. It is what? A quality of being kind and always, not just that you give, you are willing to do it. And we are going to look at what you should give to be considered a generous person this morning. So giving generously is not limited to money and food. Because when we talk about generosity in our generation today, is the person that is giving out cash that we think is what? Generous. Person that is giving us food, that is what? Generous. It goes beyond that. When we say somebody is generous, one, it cuts across giving your time. You can be generous with your time. When you create time to do things that does not just profit you alone, but also profit the general populace, it is generosity. This daddy Shikemi, he gives his time to come and cut the grass of this church. If they say we should come and cut grass, how many of you will wait? If they say, okay, after service, so let's wait, I've heard church there, everybody will run away. That is generosity. Do you know how much it will cost this church to bring a laborer to come and cut this 1 acre of land? Do you know how much it will cost? You will buy fuel, you will buy oil, you will buy the person water, and then you will pay him, and it may not even come on time. If you tell you that it may even damage your machinery, and you really want to what? Repair it. But someone what gives his time, his energy. So it's not just money, you also give time, fair treatment, prompt payment of wages. That's generosity. When people work for you, you pay them on time. You don't delay people's salary and say you are the boss. There's something you cannot do. Prompt payment of wages. We are going to look at it in this lesson. Sharing food is also part of it, and possession. Wise counsels and words of encouragement. You can be generous with what? Wise counsels and words of encouragement. You can be generous with what? I'm very fast. Sorry, it's because of time. I want us to contribute, that's why. You can give time, you can give prompt payment of wages, you can give food and possessions, wise counsels and words of encouragement. You can also be generous with it. Some people in this life, there is no good thing that can come out of their mouth. When they hear that somebody is going through an oppression, they'll be laughing at the person. You are not generous. There is an issue that is trending on social media now between a celebrity and his wife. Some people are laughing at the man and making content out of it. I shake my head for my generation. May the Lord heal us. Somebody is in depravity, is in depression because of a situation that happened to him, and people were laughing at him, making content, trying to make popularity out of somebody's situation. Have you seen our generation today? There will be an accident like this. People are bleeding on the floor. They will carry phone and be snapping picture. And we say we are generous people. No, we are not. People say it's humanity that we need. No, we don't need humanity. Humanity has failed woefully. It's Jesus we need, not humanity. There was a day there was an accident on Lagos Ibadan Expressway. I happened to witness it. As we were running to remove the accident victim, somebody removed camera. Somebody slapped the person, and they seized the person's phone. People are dying on the floor, and you are what? You want to shoot content so that people can what? Like your Facebook. A poverty-minded generation. May the Lord heal us. If you are like that, you better. That's why we are taking this topic. You better change. Hospitality. You can be generous with what? So you have to be accommodating and hospitable. There are people that some people cannot approach them to talk to them. Nobody can. People, your face, you're always frowning your face like they stole your goat from your compound. Be hospitable. Be accommodating. You may not have all the cash to give people. You may not have a foundation to be giving people rice and beans. But be at least, be what? Sometimes the smile on your face is the healing somebody needs. The smile on your face. You can be generous with it. God blesses us not to increase our comfort, but so that our capacity to bless others may also what? Increase. When God blesses us with material things, He is not just blessing us. Why did I say God blesses us? Deliver yourself so that you can sit down. Okay, you are not ready to deliver yourself. So I said God blesses us so that what? We cannot just increase in our comfort, so that you can also what? Be a blessing to others. We said it last week. Why do we work? We work so that we can be okay, so that people around us too can be what? Can be okay. That's why we work. For example, God blesses you. You're able to drill borehole in your house. You have excess water. You can run a pipe outside for people to fetch. It costs you. Now, running the pipe is money. Even paying the bills to pump the water cost you money. If your pump spoil, will people contribute money to repair your pump? It's you that will still what? Repair your pump. But that's one of the least things. I appreciate God for people that do it. Honestly speaking, that you have and you can give. Honestly, I appreciate God for such people. They will put tap at the front of their house and you can go there and fetch water whenever you need. It's a blessing. You should pray for such persons and be blessing them continually. It takes a lot of grace. So now, number one, generosity towards hired workers. Deuteronomy 24:14-15. Someone should quickly open there and read for us. Generosity towards hired workers. Maybe I'll just take the two together. First two lessons. Just read from verse 14 to 15, then 17 to 21. Someone should read verse 14 to 15 for us, another person 17 to 21. Deuteronomy chapter 24, sorry. Deuteronomy chapter 24. Very quickly, our time is running. You can see them. Deuteronomy 24. Verse 14 to 15. Then Femi, you read verse 17 to 21 for us.
Thou shalt not oppress an hired servant that is poor and needy, whether he be of thy brethren or of thy stranger that are in thy land within thy gates. At this day thou shalt give him his hire, neither shall the son go down upon it, for he is poor, and setteth his heart upon it, lest he cry against thee unto the Lord, and it be sin unto thee.
Okay, that's one. Number two, Femi, 17 to 21, quickly.
Thou shalt not pervert judgment of this world, nor that does not take away judgment, but thou shalt remember that thou wast a poor man in Egypt, and the Lord thy God will feed thee. Therefore, I command thee to do this thing. When thou cuttest down and harvest the land, and hast flown the sheep, thou shalt not go again to fetch it. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless, and for the widow. That the Lord thy God will bless thee in all the work of thy hands. When thou eatest thy own, thou shalt not go over the river. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless. When thou carriest slaves of the Nile, thou shalt not go into the gate of thy home. It shall be for the stranger, for the fatherless.
Okay, so two things now. First of all, he said generosity towards hired workers. Now, it's not just about paying the worker, it's about paying as at when due. There was a time there was a protest in one company. You know, normally payment is supposed to come in at the last day of the working month, the business day of the month, Abi. So business day may not be 30, it may be 25th, Abi. The business day may be 28, maybe 27. That's when salary should what? They will wait till the following month, like 10, before they pay the people salary. How much are these guys collecting? The cleaners, the gatesmen, the security, they will carry their money over to the following month. That's wickedness. That's an act of utmost wickedness. Such a person can kill. It's an act of wickedness. Pay them as at what? When due. A carpenter came to work in your house, and then you know that at the end of the day you should give him his wages. At the end of the day, is that not true? And then you now switch off your phone, and the person had to wait till 10 p.m. They couldn't find, and then they went home. I'm saying this because some people have done it to me before. There's another one that is even worse. Bargaining after work is completed. This one is the worst of them all. I had the experience. We wanted to start work. We negotiated. We will collect 20,000. They said, no. We argued 15, 18, 17, 16. At the end of the day, it's just an assumption. No? That's not the actual price. We agreed to like 16.5. When we completed the work, the person now said, I can't pay that 16.5. It's 14,000 I can pay. But we agreed that you will pay what? 16.5. Why did you have to wait till the work was completed before you now say, you can't pay that 16.5 again? No, it's 14,000 you want to pay. Don't let me lie, I actually cursed the person because I was very angry and I was sad. There was another one. We started the work already. Then I said, no, I can't pay that. But why did you allow us to start? We had negotiated for about a month. Back and forth, and then we now agreed. We started the work. They now say you cannot pay again. Why? Why did you allow us to start? We're already midway in the work. We had to stop working. We had to stop. Some people are intentional. Now, actually, that day, this second example I give, from the first day I met him, I knew the man was a wicked man. When I saw his face, I told my dad that this man is a wicked man. My dad said, no. I said, Emma Jaka Baishay. As we're leaving the company, I cursed the company. It's a pharmaceutical company. The man just wanted to see what we wanted to do. When we did the work halfway, he now stopped us. He stopped us from doing the work. He now went to call somebody else that we will pay cheaper. Some people think they are wise, but they're actually foolish people. And God will bring hot judgment on such persons. I've also worked for people that when we completed the work, they didn't pick all again to pay balance. They didn't pay us balance till today. Again. They didn't pay balance again. And they are elders in church. In fact, the worst of them all are pastors duping us. Pastors. You work for a pastor, you think he's a man who will say, he says, don't worry, I must settle you. Finish the work first. You will not see them again. You will not see them again. It's wickedness. These are things that we need, if we truly are children of God, and we truly live like Christ on this earth. Is that not true? We shouldn't do things like this. May the Lord help us in Jesus' name. Treat your workers with dignity and avoid exploitation. Other text that talks about things like this, you can look at James chapter 5 verse 4. James chapter 5 verse 4. Are we writing it down? James 5 verse 4. Leviticus 19 verse 13. You can just abbreviate those texts. Leviticus 19 verse 13. Colossians 4 verse 1. Colossians 4 verse 1. Ephesians 6 verse 9. Ephesians 6 9. Then also the second part of the lesson says that leaving your part of your harvest. We talked about it before. That the Lord instructed the children of Israel. There are times whereby when you harvest on the field, the Lord even told them that you don't harvest everything. There is somebody that is hungry, that is destitute, that needs such help, that they just need food to eat. That's all. They can just have the opportunity of what? You ask people to go on errands for you. Sometimes leave change for them. As small as that. Some people will collect a low ra. Change the 145 naira loku. 5 naira orieda. Wọ́n ní change 5 naira. Lọ gba 5 naira yẹn wá fún mi. 5 naira. You have not seen people like that before. You will want to cry that, I'll make transfer 500. You will want to cry that 5 naira. They will say it's prudence. That's not prudence. That's wickedness. Sometimes just you can just look at somewhere. Need to change. That's how you even gain respect. Yes, of course, we will come to that, man. Yes, of course. People are, in fact, it goes both ways. People that are giving and the one that is also receiving. You know, it's all you can also receive generously. Yes. There are things that you should not receive in this life. There are things that should be given, and there are things that should be received. There are things that you should not receive. Politicians giving you money to vote. I say it's a generous man, you collect it. You are a wicked man. And that person will get to power and misuse funds, and then you complain. God will judge you. How would you collect such money? It's abuse. People following politicians, you think they love them? They are following them because they want to receive undue benefits. It's an abuse. of giving and receiving generously. It's an abuse. There are people that should not be giving. We said it last week now. If you don't eat, if you don't work, why should you eat? Why should you be wasting our food? You know this person, he does not have work and he's coming to hail you, Baba, so that you can give him something. You are not helping that person. You actually hate the person. That's why you are giving him. The day he will come back and backlash on you. Look at those touts in Lagos. Those people will be giving them 1,000 in the street. They don't want to give them again. It has become a problem. Now they will break people's windscreen so that they can force them what? To give them. May the Lord give us understanding. Vulnerables are the poor, foreigners, orphans, widows. The Lord considers orphans and widows a lot in the scriptures. But I will mention some verses of the Bible for us where the Bible specifically mentions not depriving orphans and widows what is due to them. Why? Because they have nobody to turn to and they can only look up to God. And when they come to you, they see God in you. In that moment, you are God and you must not deprive them of what is due to them. You must not deprive them of what is what? You see an orphan. It's a privilege that that people like me, I have parents who can, at least I have parents to look up to. Some people don't have. Some people have lost their parents since when they were young and they had to struggle their way to where they are. And such person will now work for you or will need your help, and then you deprive such. And you think God will. And you see, sometimes when we quote some scriptures that I will have mercy on who. Do you know what the Bible says? I was telling someone that scripture during the week. Jonah chapter 2 verse 8. It says, they that observe lying vanities. He said they forsake their mercy. When I showed the paper, I said, really? I said, yes, people can forsake the mercy of God. When you observe, these are lying vanities that we're talking about this morning. You what? And when you're all shaking your core, you think God is, oh no. You can't deceive God. Did you hear what Jesus said? He said, if you disgrace me in the secret, I will also disgrace you in the open. You deprive God, you deprive your brethren what is due to them. God will also deprive you of his mercy. Yeah. May the Lord help us in Jesus' name. Okay. The third lesson. Generosity towards wealth and generosity. Other scriptures that talk about generosity towards the vulnerable. You can look at Ruth chapter 2, verses 1 to 10. Ruth 2, 1 to, I think this is the story of Ruth and Boaz. Exodus 22, 22 to 24. Exodus 22, 22 to 25. I mentioned Ruth 2, 1 to 10. Exodus 22, 22 to 24. Psalm 68, verse 5. Psalm 68, verse 5. Psalm 68, verse 5. Isaiah 1, verse 17. Isaiah chapter 1. You should write it down so that you can go and study. Isaiah chapter 1, verse 5. James chapter 1, verse 27. James 1, 27. Wealth and generosity. Let someone open to 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 to 19. 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 to 19. As we're opening to the place, let me quickly read this to us. What are some of the obstacles to generosity? Like mommy said, let me just quickly give it to us. Number one is greed. When you are giving somebody, you are giving the person. I notice that this person is a greedy fellow. If I don't, and then a time will now come that probably you were not able to give the person, and then now insult you. Have you seen that before? I think I heard of a story. The person always, his own sibling, always pay the person's rent every year, helps the person with the rent, and the time came that he had issues with his business and he could not pay. And he said, brother, I'm very sorry. I won't be able to help you with your rent this year. This guy insulted his brother. Kilo me, son. Kilo me. I want to support you, and I've been Danny on top of somebody else's money. Greed. You go to somebody's house, they are cooking food, and then they serve you. They put fish, and then you see them eating chicken. And they say, chicken, is it your food? These are some of the little things that people do that block the ways of generosity. So, Lord will help us. Greed. Number two, fear of loss or lack. I think we mentioned that the day we talked about this thing first, in March. Yes, we talked about this lesson in March. Fear of loss. When you're afraid to lose. Tí n bá wá fi ebè iṣu kan sílẹ̀ lórí oko báyìí sìn, ṣé profit tó yẹ kí n rí lórí iṣu yẹn kọ́ ni mo fẹ́ filẹ̀ yẹn? No, that's not the profit. That's not the profit. Okay? Self-centeredness is another one. Distrust of others, materialism, lack of compassion. One of the ways to overcome this, you can set aside a budget out of your salary. You can just decide that I want to be contributing 2,000 out of my salary to charity. 2,000 to charity. 2,000. We want to have something for our boys now in Ari. We want to call it equip an ambassador. We ask people to just. There are boys that need money. Sometimes, school fees in school, we can just put our hands in the fund and support such cause. We don't know where that person will get to in life. You understand? So we have people. You have 5,000, just 2,000, even if it's 500 naira, just put it there. Equip an ambassador. When it comes out, I will let us know. There are also other charitable organizations whereby you can 100 naira, 200. Some people don't ask for more. They say, hey, confirm 200 every month. Do it, and the Lord will seriously bless you. Willingly give yourself to active service. That's another one. You must be willing. I said it's more than money, and understand everything is not about money. Okay. Because of that, I won't be able to tell us some other things. Okay, third lesson very quickly. Oh yeah, 1 Timothy chapter 6, verses 17 to 19. If you are there, you can quickly read for us. 1 Timothy. Okay. That they be not high-minded, nor trust in uncertain riches, but in the living God.
Ready to distribute, willing to communicate, laying up in store for themselves a good foundation against plenty, they may lay hold on eternal life.
So look at the structures that Paul gives to the rich. This is one: avoid pride over your money. Because you now have Benz now, you are like this. Everybody must prostrate and greet you. Even Reverend, when Reverend sees you, he must prostrate and greet you. Some people are like that. Even their pastor cannot greet them. You must prostrate. Because why? They have money. You must avoid pride. Number two, trust God and not wealth. Because wealth is uncertain. You can have today and not have tomorrow. Is that not true? Have you not seen people that had money yesterday? And then also you see them some years and you be like, that man used to have money. What happened to him? And there's some people that are poor. They say, now he's what? Driving a Mercedes Benz. That's how life is. Tablestone. So don't trust in uncertain riches. Don't put your trust on wealth. Put your trust where? In God, who maketh available all things that are beautiful. Do good. Be rich, not just in wealth, not just in your pocket, but also in heart and in good deeds. As a rich man, you also have to, why we know that you are rich is that what? You are also rich where? In your heart and in good deeds. And you must be ready to share willingly. Other scriptures that you can consider for this: Proverbs chapter 11, verse 24 to 25. You can write that down. Proverbs 11, 24 to 25. Luke 12, 15 to 21. 2 Corinthians 9, 6 to 8. And Hebrews 13, verse 6. Sorry, I was very fast with that. It's because of our time is fast spent. I want us to look at, I think there's one lesson I saw here. One question, sorry. And I want us to have a look at it. Cultivating generosity. How can we create a workplace environment that prioritizes the dignity and well-being of every employee, regardless of their position or economic background? How can we create a workplace that prioritizes the dignity and the well-being of every employee, no matter what their position, whether it's a gate man, whether it's a manager, whether it's a cleaner, whether it's a GMD, whatever they are, that prioritizes everybody's welfare equally? How is it possible to create such environment?
Yes, and it can only be possible in a place where the leader, the head of that institution, appreciates or puts worker to welfare Transparency should be one of his goals. Like if
And not just his own profit as a
what has been
ah.
is in fact that even with this amount, like, okay, for example, now in the like we had example of the government, even though there are other things that we are not enjoying with that. Like this issue of the any challenges for everybody. If you are a worker, you know, yours is has its own package. We call it OSHA. They want to take care of your health. So irrespective of
There is a discount that you get
always a discount.
for that is
Managing chronic illnesses like hypertension and diabetes. There are some drugs that are readily available. So
for
when you go like that, and we are not talking about generosity, the last wealth and generosity, where I said there are even some people that can be extorting even their organs. Somebody that is not sick, you know that your child is not entitled to this package. Maybe your child is above 19, like those of you that are doing any child things. But those that are doing OSHA, we don't use you are entitled. They will now use their name to now write for their daughter. Or the can say the daughter that has malaria, the daughter should go and collect drug. But it's not part of what the government is
your daughter is not a government worker. Ìwọ lágbà kí ni ti wá pẹ̀lú ọmọ ẹ̀?
even paying for. So you can do that. And then you can make a way that okay, during any festive period that maybe the organization can just arrange for that and everybody, irrespective of even I was saying depending on the trader, if you are level 2, maybe they give you 1 level 10, maybe they give you one bag. You know, like that. So it is possible. But at the same time, the yoga must have it at the back of his mind that it is not because what I want to get maybe from that they ask you to distribute 5 bags of rice among 100 people. You already put one in your house.
I remember a case like that. They brought 2 bags of rice to share. One of your guys carried 1 bag and was running away. They said, is that not the rice they said we should share to the people? He carried 1 bag and was running away. That's wickedness. Or God that because you didn't meet the target of this month. Your target was supposed to be 15 million. You were 500,000 naira short. Because of that, you will delay their salary till 15th of next month. Why?
And you do that, you don't have any other thing that
You did not even let them have side hustle. They work from 7 to 6. And then you still sit down on their salary and be wicked on it. May the Lord help us. Let's take a lot is happening outside there. When it comes to this issue of generosity, when people say I'm a generous person, we will check you very well. We will check you. Some people are not only stingy to God with tithe, they're also stingy to man with giving. You see people say, I can't give tithe to church. I would prefer to carry that money and go and give to the poor. It's a lie. When was the last time they went to an orphanage and gave to them there? Okay, don't bring the tithe.